He is presenting 5 Cents Branding with Promotional Products. Chris is president of Northwest Promotional Marketing Association and regional vice president of the Northwest with Halo Branded Solutions. He is an active volunteer in our industry too. He currently is president of the Northwest Promotional Marketing Association and is a certified advocate for PPAI as well as a past LEAD participant. Oh.
The broadcast is now starting. All attendees are in listen-only mode.
You see? That was great. I'm going to have to introduce you again.
All right. Can you hear me?
Hello? Yeah, I can hear you still. There, yeah. Hi, everyone. I'm going to do an introduction again. This is Rocio Monreal from SAGNY. Thank you all for being so very patient. We don't know what's going on today, but today we have Chris Piper from Halo Branded Solutions. Chris is president of Northwest Promotional Marketing Association and regional vice president with Halo Branded Solutions. He is an active volunteer in our industry too. He currently is president of the Northwest Promotional Marketing Association and is a certified advocate for PPAI as well as a past LEAD participant. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to type them out in the questions panel that you have there. I will send them over to Chris and he will address them as he goes or when he feels comfortable. Chris, thank you so much for joining. I'm going to change the screen over to you and we should be able to go.
How do we look?
We look perfect. Great.
Great. Well, I want to thank you, Rocio, and also want to thank your executive director, Jonathan, for giving me the opportunity to speak to the association, SAGNY. And I want to thank those of you that were able to attend during your lunch hour, you know, to learn a little bit of a different way to approach your clients with promotional products. You know, this is a little different venue for me. I'm one of those guys that when I present, I do a lot better in a live setting, and because I'm kind of a goofy guy, as my 12-year-old daughter would say, and so my antics and my mannerisms, you know, kind of get ahead of me, and it makes for a real lively conversation. And this is also a presentation that is one when it is live and in person. It's very interactive, very engaging, and lots of audience participation. So I know that webinars can at times be a little dry just because we just have this kind of one-dimensional conversation. But I ask that if you do have questions, please utilize the tools on your screen and ask those questions. And I also want to be sensitive to your time and get this and have the presentation completed within an hour. So with that, I just wanted to define a little bit in Rocio's presentation or introduction of myself. She had mentioned LEAD. I don't know how many of you know about that, but I just wanted to clarify the acronym. It is Legislation Education Action Day, where representatives of our industry via PPAI go back to Washington, D.C. and speak on your behalf, helping protect our industry, review laws that may come in and affect small business, and it's just a way to make our industry recognized and known and share the economic impact that our industry has on every state in the union. The other one she mentioned was an advocate. I am a certified advocate with PPAI. This is a program that is open to many. So if you have opportunities where you've been asked or would like to speak to colleges, universities, chambers of commerce, or other business associations, being an advocate is really a great opportunity where you're provided a lot of the information about our industry and the tools and speaking to those groups in your own community. It's a great way to raise the awareness of who we are and what we do as professionals in the promotional products world. So with that said, we are right now in a sensory media, and that is sight. We won't have the opportunity to smell unless you have a really advanced technology to smell and taste. But we can all touch our laptops, and we can all look at the presentation. So to begin, I've shared my take on our industry with audiences ranging from business professionals to marketing students, and the response continues to be the same, and I'm sure many of you have heard this before. They've never heard the industry presented, this way in terms of promotional products as a sensory medium. And so that's what we're gonna learn today. We are actually going to reframe promotional products as a sensory medium. And I'm going to give you a little bit of a case study that got me to this outline of a presentation, and many of you may have relevance to this. I was a distributor for 12 years. I then became a supplier and then was a consultant to our industry. And then, as Rocio pointed out, I am now Regional Vice President for Halo Branded Solutions in the Northwest. But I continue not only within my own sales team, but continue to advocate our industry about the five senses and how we are the only advertising medium that touches the five senses of the customer. So, as I mentioned, a little background how I got to this point. I was with a client, and the client was based in Portland, Oregon, just 3 hours west of Bend, Oregon, where I reside today. And the company buyer called me and got my name from someone, a referral, which we all appreciate. And she said, "Chris, I'd like to do some mugs." And I said, "Gosh, you know Carla," and I still remember her name, 15 years later. "I'd love to help you out." So long story short, I got Carla's mugs ordered. And, as most of us, we like to kind of follow up and learn how the product was received and how it was used, and we kind of try and learn all that information in advance. The one question I didn't ask was, how are you using this product? What is being done with it? Who are you giving it to? I was very excited because it was my first order in this industry in 1996, and I got an order of 144 mugs. So you got to be excited for that. You're not starting your year with a goose egg. Well, anyways, I went and met with her. She showed me the mug. She was very ecstatic about it, but she showed it to me in a basket that had branded coffee, a basket that had branded earbuds, a basket that had branded chocolate, and the presentation was unbelievable. And there was my mug sitting in there with all those products. I was punched in the gut in the sense that I should have asked a little bit more about what the product was about. And she pigeonholed me in the fact that I was the mug guy. I wasn't the chocolate guy. I wasn't the earbud guy. I wasn't the packaging guy. So I learned a lot from that. And so today I want to share with you how to kind of get out of that corner where your client just sees you as the apparel product or the drinkware product or the pen person or the desk accessory, or someone I need to buy some earbuds from. So moving forward, we're going to start from the beginning. And as I do this, hopefully you all can see my second string. First things first, I always say. I had a great mentor, and it's really to start from the ground up. Promotional products. Let's get on the same page with this and how we define it. Promotional products are imprinted with a company's name, logo, or message. The use of decorative articles and merchandise that are used in marketing and communication programs. Now I'm going to take you into the two, experiential marketing and multisensory marketing. This is a presentation that is really going to help you in terms of how we're trending forward in our industry and how we're trending forward with our customers. Our customers are using promotional products, and they're utilizing experiential marketing, which some of you may not know about. So this is exciting for you to learn what that is about. And majority of you may not know how to present or communicate multisensory marketing. So experiential marketing, it really is an opportunity where companies have the direct opportunity to engage their customers and invite and encourage them to take an action and participate in the evolution of a brand. So it could be a product launch. It could be Southwest Airlines launching a new flight to another city. It could simply be a local business within your community that is launching another division within their own company or another service within their own company, and they want to put a brand around that. You also may see when you're walking in the city or you're walking in the store at Costco or Safeway or wherever your grocery store may be, or even in a retail environment, where they actually have people that are branded in t-shirts, wearing branded t-shirts, and handing branded products out. So that product that you receive is something that you're going to use, something that you're going to have a great experience with, and it's going to motivate you either to come back to the store or go to a website. That's experiential marketing, and that's see, and that's touch, and that's all in taste. And then you build in the multisensory marketing, and that is offering the potential to create the most binding form of engagement between a brand and a consumer. So with all that together, the goal of the three combined is what we're doing today, and that's building loyal relationship over a long period of time. And what does that? It's promotional products. We're doing it, however, our presentation may be just presenting it as a commodity, but not looking at it as an overall traditional or value-added advertising medium. And I want to make a note here and read to you from one of our peers, Jay Rang out of Canada. She is the principal with a company up in Canada in our industry. And as she and I, when I have my presentation, I bring actually self-promotional items that I share with the audience. And when I'm there, I say, hey, and all of you can actually respond to me, and I'd be glad to send some things out to you if you'd like. But what I ask is, how many of you right now that are listening to this webinar love chocolate? Okay? I'm sure there are many of you out there that love chocolate. And so when I see this reaction, man, the hands go way up in the air. And so you think about, my gosh, if you were in a sales meeting with your client, or if you were at a trade show that your client was at, and they said, hey, do you like chocolate? Majority, about 95% of the people are going to say, I love chocolate. So they inevitably, when I'm in the presentation, they thank me for the gift. They dive in for that treat. And so I bring to the audience's attention, and as you will with your business and your clients with their buyers, that the chocolate lover thanked them for my advertising or your client's advertising. So ask yourself, or have your clients ask themselves, when was the last time you thanked YouTube, even though I know this is going on YouTube, and I thank you very much, Rocio. When was the last time you thanked YouTube for inserting yet another ad? Second, the other benefit of handing out that chocolate was that my brand and advertising message awakened many senses at one time, creating an incredible impact. So take a step back. We created a shift from thinking giveaways to the recognition that this sensory media using chocolate is a human-to-human approach that naturally inspires action, which is an aha moment. And aren't we really looking for that aha moment when we go to our customer? We want them to go, aha, I like it. And right there, boom, we've got them in the palm of our hand. They've taken ownership in our presentation. They've taken the ownership in your guidance and sharing them with something a little bit different that's going to give them great rewards for a long, loyal relationship with that company. So think about that a little bit as we continue on with this presentation. So let me ask you this. Do you remember how a yellow wristband raised awareness and money for cancer research? I'm sure many of you do. Or that t-shirt you stood in line to get at the radio station, or maybe you were at a concert, or maybe you were at another venue, and you really had such a great experience that you wanted to have that t-shirt to just have that memory last a little bit longer, but also share with others and promote where you were at, who you like, and gives you a little bit more of a personality that you're taking ownership in. The mug you use with the name of your favorite specialty shop where you buy your morning coffee, or when one fast food restaurant sold out of kids' meals because of a beanbag toy. So if you look on the left side of the screen, 82.6% of people can recall the company and brand on their promotional product. If you travel in the airport, and which I do frequently every week, I always stop and ask people when they're carrying a backpack, and you can go to my Facebook page called Piper Speaks Promo and see evidence of this. And you'll see on the backpack, you know, a brand. And I'll stop that individual and I go, do you work for ABC Company? And they said, yeah. How'd you know that? And I said, well, it's on your backpack. And they laughed and they go, oh, yeah, I remember that, yeah. And so then we talk about how they got it and why they like the backpack. And did they realize that as they walk around that backpack, thousands of impressions are happening? When they get on that airplane, 152 people in that average size airplane are seeing their brand. So we're creating a sensory of seeing. We've created a sensory of engagement, and it just carries so much more that when you present this to the customer in this fashion, they're really going to try it. They're really going to see the value of where the promotional products comes as a true sensory medium. So the interactive session, which all of you can just kind of take a look at, and I'm sure you may be in your office environment, or you may be at a coffee shop, or you may be in your home office. I'm not sure. But just look around you. Look at what you got. And I do this with the audience. When I'm in a Rotary Club meeting, or I'm in an advertising federation, or I might be at a university or a college, and you would be surprised when I said, hey, what you got in terms of a branded promotional item? And they'll like, well, let me take a look. And people will pull out 3 to 5 items on the average. Now, all of you, if you're in your home office or office or even in a coffee shop, I'm sure you have a promotional product with you. But the other thing is, where did you get it? And sometimes when I present this to our industry, I'll have promotional product consultants there, and they'll actually pull something out that doesn't have their brand on it because it had something of a personal, emotional attachment to it. And they'll let me know where they got it. They said, hey, I got this Petfolio. I got it at this conference. And then I'll say, well, what did you like about it? I liked it because it was a Petfolio that held my paper very well. It had a place for the pen that was in a unique location, and I just liked the feel of it. And so right there, we already talked about sight. We talked about touch, and we also want to ask, how long have you had it? And that's what's really powerful. And the reason why we ask that is because people will say, I've had it for 3 to 5 years. Oh my gosh. So when you give that information to your buyer and you present this product to them, they'll say 3 to 5 years. You know, that far out exceeds a return on anybody's investment, because you can't get that when you run a traditional advertising contract, and we'll get to that in just a moment. So this interactive session is really good to have in any of your upcoming sales meeting, and I actually challenge you, if you have a meeting today or a meeting tomorrow or next week or in the next month, take this slide and just kind of have a nice icebreaker, and you will take, and your client will then begin to take ownership in your advertising medium and see the true value of what it is you're bringing to them, and you'll be surprised at what your return is going to be. So here's the power of promotional products, and I'll just touch on a few of these because, again, I want to be sensitive to our time. But this is also a presentation that you'll be able to get online, and we'll have some handouts that I'll be giving to Rocio that she can forward out to you that captures all this. But take a look at this. 56% are kept at home, and that's the power of promotional products. 28% are kept at the office. So here's an example. I was with a client, and the client had already made up in their mind the promotional products that they wanted to have. Okay? They were an insurance agent, and they were trying to push auto. Excuse me. And I said, what is it that you would like to do? And they said, we want to do drinkware. And I said, why do you want to do drinkware? Well, because people drive around and they have their cup holders in their car. And I said, drinkware is a great idea. So let's put that on the back burner. We know we want to do that. But here's another opportunity that you should take a look at. Why not take a look at a pizza cutter? How many times will someone look at your brand in the home, because 56% of promotional products are kept at home? They will take a look at that over and over again. And not only that, will your customers have that in their home, but when they have friends over, or when they have some form of a pizza party, what are they going to bring out of the drawer? A high-quality pizza cutter that's going to have the ABC Insurance Company's brand on it. Now, wouldn't you love to see that as well, knowing that we have 56% of promotional products kept at home? And he'll go, well, why are they kept at home? Where are decisions made? Decisions are made around the dining room table. Decisions are made in the kitchen when things are being prepped. Decisions are made in the family room. We all get together and we talk about tomorrow's day's activities and how we're going to get everybody to school. So that's why promotional products do so well in the home. So think outside the box. Always have plan A, what your client's looking for, but always think about plan B, what they're not thinking about, and support it with statistics like what I'm sharing here with you. Okay? So traditional marketing, we compete against it. We get bummed out about it because some of the budget gets taken away, or 100% of the budget takes away from a project that you may be working on. Well, again, we want to explain to them that by incorporating the 5 senses in their overall advertising marketing plan, that traditional marketing will only increase in value for themselves. The return on incentives will be far greater on these mediums. And here's the reason why. Promotional products generate a 15 to 50% greater recall rate than other major media. So when you incorporate all the 5 senses, you're going to increase the return for that client in a much stronger way. Take a look at everything here. A lot of this we already know, but 30 seconds for a commercial, it's here and gone. We DVR a lot of things to skip over those commercials. Radio, 60 seconds. Billboard, 7 words, 10 seconds. Newspaper, 32 minutes. So traditional marketing isn't working today. And that the reason is because they're not adding branded merchandise to their overall marketing plan. And that's where you, as the promotional products consultant, now can come in and explain to them that promotional products are the only form of advertising that your customer can see, touch, hear, taste, and smell. Okay? Promotional products are among the only forms of advertising that allow an audience to interact with your brand on a physical level and an emotional level. Some of the examples that we just gave prior. So back to the earlier slide, we have promotional products combined with experiential marketing, then combined with the sensory marketing. We create loyalty for customers to come to that brand and enhance referrals. So adding a promotional product to the media mix increases brand interest 69% and a good impression of the brand by 84%. So make sure that when people are pushing you aside because they've already spent their marketing, put the brakes on. Tell them to back the truck up. It's time that they integrate promotional product with television and print so they can increase the referral value by 52% and their message credibility by 60%. This is very important to understand. I personally, when I was going through this industry as a distributor, I did not want my clients to see me as a product vendor. I wanted them to see me as a promotional products consultant to bring value to their overall marketing plan and educate them and elevate their awareness and get them engaged with our industry so they don't forget about who we are and what we can provide to enhance traditional marketing, not to cannibalize it, but to bring value to it. So an interactive session. In my self-promotional, when I go around and I present this class to the universities and marketing students and corporate business leaders, I have a brand sense challenge. And the image that you see before you is one that I took at a local coffee shop in Portland called Kova. And look what Kova did. It actually, I have to tell you, it gave me bad memories of the story I shared with you at the beginning of this presentation. Because look what a wonderful promotional products consultant did to Kova. They didn't just sell them the mug. They sold them 2 mugs. They sold them branded coffee, and within that packaging, a branded T-shirt. And why did they do that? Because they wanted to ensure that that company, Kova, saw them as a promotional products consultant that would engage all 5 senses of their clients and help enhance that company's brand in addition to any other marketing that they may be doing. So they're bringing the brand into the home. They're bringing the brand into somebody that may not have tried Kova because somebody that was there saw this package and shipped it and mailed it to them and gave it to them as a gift. They have a t-shirt for people to walk around and wear and promote and brand. We know all of that stuff. But if we communicate and change our message and become brand sense strategists, we can do a lot more for ourselves in building our business, securing our relationship with our client, and ensuring that your client has greater loyalty with their customers, and that their customers engage their brand and refers their brand to other people. So the power promotional products. We're going to get in now to the senses. We talked about, in that packaging at Kova, you notice the mugs, and I'll go back. You see the mugs right down in here. And you think about smell. So when someone comes to you about drinkware, that's awesome. When I'm on the plane at Delta Airlines or Alaska Airlines out here, I get on there, and what am I served my coffee in? But a Delta or Alaska Airlines branded coffee cup. And who co-brands it? Starbucks. Because the next time your prospective customer or prospective airline passenger or loyalty person on that airline enjoys the scent of fresh morning coffee rising out of his or her mug, those airlines make sure that their logo is on it. Or when you're walking into a company and you're in their meeting room and they just have random mugs, why not have mugs with their logo on it? They want to ensure that what they're providing is an impressionable image, that they're seeing a brand on the cup, but when they're enjoying and smelling, that is going to resonate with them and actually create the most powerful impression in their customer's brain, in your client's brain. So keep that in mind. Now, when you see this is all about packaging and that first impression. So now we're in the sensory of seeing. And this was a project I did for a casino based in Oregon, out in McMinnville, Oregon, called Spirit Mountain Casino. And I'm glad to share this with you because this actually can be applied all over the map. But what they wanted was a gift that was going to be drop shipped to the homes of their players, of their top tier players. And they wanted something that was going to go to the home, that somebody was going to use, that was going to feel good with, and we ended up presenting to them the blanket. And I shared with them about the senses and the importance of why sensory is so important. And I shared that background about sensory marketing by presenting the blanket. The blanket took off. They had all kinds of feedback, and the blanket, when they saw that, when they showed the box on the doorstep, when it arrived, it just said, "We know it's your birthday." It was a teaser. They saw it. And then what did they do when they saw that? What would you think they did? They picked up the box. They were motivated to open the box. And then what happened inside? They reached in, and what did they feel? They felt a nice fleece blanket. And when they opened it up, and they opened that blanket up, they wrapped themselves in it. These are all testimonials that Spirit Mountain Casino received. They said, "What an emotional touch. What a great experience we had in opening up that gift." And when we saw that box arrive at our doorstep, and when we showed up at home after work and we saw something that said, "We know it's your birthday," they immediately rushed to it. So again, it's that impact, that's engagement when somebody sees. And then when they feel something, they're like, "Wow, there's some great quality here." They embrace and become more loyal to the brand. So the power of promotional products is a personalized gift that engages your audience in such a way that they'll actually see and remember it. It's exactly what happened with the Spirit Mountain Casino. So what can we do with these logos? Now, these are logos that I had just given a presentation to the San Jose Downtown Association earlier this week. And I flew into the San Jose International Airport. And don't tell my wife, but I did eat at Pizza Hut, and I did have a salad at McDonald's, and I did have a Pepsi with it. And when I did that, you know, and I shared this with the San Jose Downtown Association, I said, you know, this is like a storyboard of my day. And everybody kind of laughed. And after that, I said, yes, I am going to go run, so I can kind of knock off the Pizza Hut and a little bit of the Pepsi. But what I'm sharing here with you is we're looking at chocolate that I shared with you early on in this presentation. These are simple little things that a lot of us don't think about until around this time of the year. Why can't you work with your client and present food items to them so that when they do give things out, it's an immediate thanks. The client is going to taste something wonderful, and it's going to heighten their sensories. And they're going to want more of that. They're going to continue to remember what that client's all about. We have the opportunity with our clients to mold their logos into chocolate. We have opportunities with suppliers that have great case studies on how food gifts can motivate customers to take an action and drive them to somewhere, which again provides ROI. So the sensory of taste is a very powerful form with promotional products. Fortune 100 companies use edible promotional products. They are utilized by over 75% of the Fortune 100 because their effectiveness in creating memorable experiences for the end users. So remember what I said earlier on. You know, we actually awakened many senses when I'm in a presentation and I hand out chocolate. I'm awakening the senses. I have given a gift. I have created thanks. I have created ownership of those that are attending the presentation. They are engaged and they want more. So remember the power of taste and how you can apply taste to building the brand, to building your client's brand. Now we get into hearing. You remember when I missed that opportunity of headphones in that order that I did with just only the mugs, and she packaged it all together? Well, I didn't tell you the quantity. The quantity was 2,500 earbuds that I missed out on. That's a lot of revenue. And you know, it went to another distributor because my buyer didn't see me as someone that would be providing. Yes, I lost. It was poor judgment, and I should always ask, what is their plan? Remember this and write this down. What is your client's plan behind the product? And that may stump them, but you want to help them build that plan, because when you know what that plan is, you're going to be able to implement the right product to engage that specific sense that that client wants to achieve with that client. What is it that you want them to do? So when you look at this slide, we have the opportunity to brand so much in the technology, and I could take forever to go through it all. But technology is a huge market for our industry. And in the middle you see 5 free songs. So there are companies out there, suppliers, that provide downloadable music or other ways that your clients can listen to music. When they have that card, it's a great redemption. When they have that card, it gives them an opportunity to engage and fill out a survey before they can get their free songs, providing added value to your client. Headphones, when you're on the airplane or you're walking around or you're jogging or taking that walk around the lake or walking down through town on the sidewalks, or just today when you go get lunch, take a look at what people are wearing. They're branded earbuds. As I mentioned, I'm on the plane all the time, and I have branded earbuds, and I put those in my ears, and I don't know why people are looking at my ears, but they said, oh, do you work for that company? And I said, yes, I happen to work for that company. And it creates a conversation. So these are all great examples of promotional products that utilize sound to engage your audience, your client's audience, in a way that's more memorable than any radio commercial, plus repeated engagements at no additional cost. So we revert back to traditional media. Radio is great, but when you're doing a radio commercial and your client is launching a product on that commercial or launching a service or a grand opening, why not at that grand opening, for the first several people that come in, branded earbuds that they can then have and walk away from. It all coincides and creates continuity with their overall marketing campaign. So I ask you, and I can't see you and I can't really hear you, but I ask you to take a look at this image. And when I'm in a room, I ask them, and I get everything that says, I see it. Oh, we can touch that journal book about the 5 senses. Oh, I see. There's my picture of the Delta Airlines. There's the branded cup, which you can't see because it's a satin etch. But there's the napkin that they're using, a napkin that's branded on one side and branded on the other to help communicate what their mission is for the month of October for breast cancer awareness. And using social media to using social media on the napkin that then drives people to social media. Who says promotional products does not fit in with digital media these days or with social media platform? A lot of the big brands use promotional products to drive their customers or their prospects to their social media platforms, and they use napkins or whatever it is they may be. Then we have blankets. Then we have your trade show bag. It's the sense of touch. It's the sense of seeing. Then we have the slide and the picture of Kova coffee. The sense of seeing, the sense of touch, the sense of smell is all right there. Okay? So these are great examples to share with your customers of how promotional products targets all 5 senses of the customer. So the power of promotional products. You can hold them in your hands and you can feel them and you can use them. And I want to read a comment, and here's a book that if you don't have, I would recommend you writing this down. It's called Brand Sense, Sensory Secrets Behind the Stuff We Buy, and I have this in my presentations, and it's written by Martin Lindstrom. And he opens this up and he says, Apple, computer, Singapore Airlines, BMW, Coca-Cola, Harley-Davidson, all the key brands, they all have learned how to make their brand live in the customer's minds, like what we've been talking about. The brand, of course, must at least deliver a distinctive benefit. No amount of dressing up will make up for this lack. All of the aforementioned brands deliver a distinctive benefit. But distinctive brands, whether it's a small business, a medium business, or a large business, requires something more. They have to be powered up to deliver a full sensory and emotional experience. It is not enough to present a product or service visually in an ad, like we talked about, traditional advertising, or yourselves as just as a commodity salesman. You want to be that promotional products consultant educating your client about how promotional product touches all 5 senses. So it pays to attach a sound, such as music, earbuds, headphones, or powerful words and symbols, or even something as simple as branded chocolate. So it further pays to trigger other sensory channels, which are taste, touch, smell, to enhance the total impact of your client's customers. So the promotional product difference, adding your message to a tangible product turns an ordinary message into a marketing experience your audience can smell, taste, see, hear, and touch. This is where our industry is going. This is how you, the promotional product consultant, now needs to present our industry. You today or tomorrow or next week, this is the great time of year to begin preparing for 2016. How are you going to self-promote yourself in 2016 to your clients and prospects? What are you going to have in your arsenal when you go to that client, even though they may want a mug? What are you going to leave behind thanking them for that meeting? Are you going to have self-promotional products that touch and engage all 5 senses of your clients? And by doing that, they will then see you more than just that drinkware or apparel person. They will see you as the full-scale merchandise agency individual that they want to work with, because they know that they can come to you and hit all these senses of their clients that their traditional advertising budget isn't able to do. You are going to bring value, and you are going to enhance that marketing campaign for them with promotional product. So promotional products my little group of characters there, they say they feel great, they look great, they taste sweet, they sound good, and boy, do they smell nice. And I'll tell you a little bit of an example. In my presentation, you guys, there's a great supplier out there that gives scented vent clips that go in your car. You basically put them in the vent of your car, and they provide a nice smell, and there's an impact of that company logo. Great items for insurance companies, great items for car dealers, great items for cleaners, great items for just about any company you can possibly want, because we're all in our car a lot of the hours of the day, and what are we going to look at? We're going to look at this logo. What are we going to smell? We're going to smell something nice. When somebody comes into your car and they go, wow, your car still smells new, well, you're going to point to that. Maybe it has your logo on it and create the conversation. Maybe it's a handout that you meet in the airport, but it is a great, inexpensive, small little item. So again, I quote Martin Lindstrom, and in closing, brands will have to stand out, beat their chests, assert uniqueness, and establish their identities as never before. So again, I challenge you to take a look at what you have in your office, get ready for 2016, and arm yourself with self-promotions that cover all the 5 senses so that you can help your client next year. You can build your business, and you can get greater referrals. So have a great year. Enjoy the rest of this year, and I thank you very, very much for your time and for all of SAGNY's Association's team for bringing me to you. And if there are any questions at this time, feel free to email me, talk to me now if you can, and we'll have a great engagement. And this presentation will be live, and I'm more than happy to talk with you one-to-one just as a consultant and share with you or answer any questions you may have or help prepare for something going forward. Okay?
Wonderful.
So thank you very much.
Thank you. Yeah, absolutely. That was extremely informative. Great way to end the year and to help us start preparing for 2016. If anyone has any questions that you'd like to ask right now, please feel free. Type them into the chat box. I'll read them out to Chris. Or if you want to get in touch with Chris, is there any way that we can get in touch with you, Chris? Information?
Yeah, you can get a hold of me via email, and that email address is chris.piper, P-I-P-E-R, at halo, H-A-L-O.com. You can reach out to me on Facebook at Piper Speaks Promo. If you like that page, then you'll get additional case studies on how 5 senses are working. And you can call me directly on my office phone at area code 541-323-3382.
Thank you. So to those wondering, this presentation has been recorded. It will be on our YouTube channel, so if you guys had some glitches, because I think there were some major glitches on this webinar today, I apologize for that. Sometimes we can't control technology, but it's been recorded. It's going to go on our YouTube channel, and if you want to email Chris, he'll be able to send you any information that you would like to inquire about. But yes, the information is going to be out there. Thank you all again for taking this time out of your day to join us. Have a wonderful afternoon. Chris, thank you again. It was pretty awesome.
Great. Well, thank you very much, Rocio, and thanks to SAGNY. And I will have a handout that I'll send to you via email, and you can post that and make sure the rest of the association has that.
Perfect. That would be great. Thank you so much, Chris.
You're very welcome.
All right.
Goodbye, everyone.
Thank you all.
Thank you again.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thanks. Bye.